All right, Shalom, Yahabashim, Shabakatam, Yahshua, Thabashim, Alfan, Bashim, Yashai, Peace Officer 5000 a bun, holding down the I.S.U.P.K Canada Brotherhood class. Like you for our lateness. Got it relatively late, had other things to do. Nonetheless, the class will be taught live in prime time, full effect, always. Also, show everyone if you can share this link. Share this link in the when you're done posting assignment links. Share this link on in the messenger chat. If you can hop over to Facebook and share this link from Facebook as well. Share the Facebook link that's live. So when your friends, and people see your Facebook page, when they scroll, they'll be able to see this class going on live in Facebook. The YouTube link is reserved for like messenger chats and what have you. Facebook link is for, Facebook, as well as WhatsApp. They'll be able to see it. They should be able to see it live on WhatsApp. I believe they should be able to see YouTube live on WhatsApp as well if you share the link with them. But nonetheless, we are live. I.S.U.P.K Canada, Priest Officer 5000 upon, teaching the Brotherhood class. As always, Brotherhood is what is important. You need to understand that what is important is that even though you might have issues and disagreements, at the end of the day, you have to have the ability to go between he and thee alone. That's with anyone. You get my point? With friends, family, husband, wives, loved ones, is the ability to go to them between he and thee alone and effectively communicate what it is that your problem is and be able to have a discourse civilly. Now, the other person can have a civil discourse, and that's another discussion for another day, but the brotherhood is rooted in forgiveness. Brotherhood is rooted in maintaining what it is that you set out to establish. Does that make sense? What does that mean? What that means is, as much as possible, as much as lies within you, is if you say, you're going to do something, then do it. But the Christian church says every year they have New Year's resolutions that they're going to keep. The Christian church says every year that they are going to, follow Jesus and follow Christ, follow God, and that January 1st is the year to become brand new. Or January 1st is the start of the year where you'll become brand new. January 1st is the year where you'll shed 10, 12 pounds, whatever. None of these things happen because these are not rooted in brotherhood. Keeping your word to the best of your ability is brotherhood, is showing love to a brother and our sisters. What Christ would have done, man. Christ was given an order to go up on the cross and die, and he went ahead and did that thing, man. He went ahead and did it for his people. The Christian church is going to fail every New Year's resolution that they make because they make it in a lie. The Christian church lacks brotherhood. The Christian church lacks love for their brother. Shari, give me Wisdom of Solomon 14. Take me to where did we leave off at? I've been reading this chapter all week. Wisdom of Solomon 14. Let's go to verse 20.
Okay.
All right, as usual, if you're watching this video, wherever you're watching it, Facebook, YouTube, it is your job to smash the like button, share with friends, family, associates, colleagues, what have you, friends and family in your surrounding area, in your nation, what have you. I.S.U.P.K Canada. I'm the school and camp leader of Canada, Priest Officer 5000 a bun with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. All right, when you have that scripture, let's have it.
Sir. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 20. And so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which a little before was but honored.
Skip down to, let's go to verse 23. Let's see what 23 says. We've read that already.
Verse 23. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites.
Revelings of strange rites. While they sacrificed, what did it say in the beginning? Sacrifice their children?
Whilst they slew their children in sacrifices.
Whilst they slew their children in sacrifices. Let me tell you something. If you're in Christianity or Islam, you're sacrificing, you're killing your kids. Because the life that your children are going to lead under you, following Islam, following Christianity, is a life of death and destruction. And their blood is at your hands, you Christians and you Muslims. You know how I know? Because I look at your family life, family history, what have you, and I see it's nothing but death, destruction, and decay, misery,
Right.
abuse, neglect, destruction, dysfunctional families. That's what the scripture is talking about when it's saying you shall not sacrifice your kids to another god. You can't allow your children to be destroyed for the worship of another god. You know who's professional at that? Catholics. You Catholics, you allow your children to be destroyed, to be burned, to be put through the fire. You know that Catholic priest is a freak. Okay, is a freak in sheets. See, they're literally wearing sheets, Shariwan. They're literally robed in sheets and freaks. They're freaks in sheets, and there's no mattress in the cathedral. There's no mattress in that damn cathedral. He's still a damn freak in sheets, freak in the sheets, above ground, outside the bedchamber, in a podium, on a podium.
Right.
He's humming in Latin and abusing people's kids, hundreds of thousands of children. And parents will still allow their children to go around Catholic priests. Parents will still take their children to this summer event and that summer event when they're too young to know, what is abuse and what isn't. They're too young to be able to make a decision on what is consensual and what is not consensual. Right. You got all these Edomites in Canada, these idiots, these devils that work at call centers. Okay, these devils that work at call centers and working menial wage jobs, have no meaning in life, and see that their kingdom is falling. They running around chasing pedophiles in the Capitol building, thinking they're going to go and find where Nancy Pelosi has, her children encamped in a basement. You know the biggest pedophile ring? Biggest pedophile ring is the Catholic Church, man.
Right.
The Catholic Church, and nobody's following that. Nobody stormed the Vatican. There was no storming of the Vatican. These idiots following QAnon, Trump's cronies, ran up in the Capitol and did nothing, got nothing done, and got tricked and got duped because they're a bunch of damn idiots, man. The real house of evil, the real problem in the earth is the Christian and Catholic Church. Christians and Catholics will not follow any of the New Year's resolutions that they are setting out to do. There are plenty of women in Latin America and Canada who are making a New Year's resolution to not be a whore. They're going to break that in the first 12 hours of January 1st, Shari One. It ain't going to last 12 hours. It's going to last, no, matter of fact, it's going to last one cycle. The next time they ovulating, Shari One, it's game over. It's game over. Somebody's getting smashed like in Super Mario Brothers. Okay? Like the turtle getting smashed like the damn turtle. Like Mario hopping on the turtle in Super Mario Brothers. They getting crushed, bro. And next time she ovulates. Okay? Why? Because the Christian and Catholic churches, they do not follow. They do not keep the resolutions that they make. If you say something, do everything in your power to make your words action. You say you're going to do something, put everything in your power to make sure it happens. Now, sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes plans change. Sometimes existential circumstances occur, natural disasters, fires, family emergencies, change of schedule, firings, hirings, whatever. But you do everything in your power to not be Christian, man. Christian church talks about they're going to resolve to do this. They're going to resolve to lose 10 pounds. Christians are going to push themselves further and further into an emergency room, further and further into dialysis, further and further into chemotherapy, further and further into a 600-pound life. Okay?
God.
Filling themselves on pork and meth during the holiday season. The Christian church won't last, man. Why? Because it's established in a lie. Your New Year's resolutions will fail. Why? Because they're all established in a lie. Right. January is the worship of the god Janus. New Year's is the worship of the god Janus. Read on.
Come. Or use secret ceremonies.
Right, secret ceremonies. Once again, you Edomites, you Caucasians, you devils in Canada are on back chats, on QAnon chats, and on Parlor looking for a secret, mysterious rite. That looking for secret, mysterious, LGBTQ child molestation rings, etc. When you follow in secret rites. Those of you that celebrated Christmas, you follow in the Illuminati, whatever other spooky ooky group that Negroes are talking about and are rapping about. You celebrated Christmas, you follow the same God. New Year's, you follow the same God that they follow. Whatever group you're going to talk about, Bilderbergers, Trilateral Commission, Council on Foreign Relations, Bilderbergers, right? Those cats that go to the Burning Man celebration out there in the desert and burn a wood effigy or wood caricature of a man and have homosexual sex or gay sex It's all that's going on out there at the Burning Man and at all these secret festivals and these Masonic lodges. There's a big Masonic lodge. I think it's one of the first Masonic lodges here in Philadelphia. I'll go there and see if I can snap a video there later on when I got time. But in any event, all of those places are places of strange rites, of spooky religion. You don't need to go to YouTube or 4chan or QAnon, forums. All you need to do is tune into the I.S.U.P.K. Go ahead, show you one.
Come. Or made revelings of strange rites.
Made revelings of strange rites. The New Year's is a reveling of a strange rite. Right. You're getting drunk and cutting lines of coke on hookers while you're in the dead of winter. You in the dead of winter. It's a strange rite. It's weird. The hell are you doing? Right. It's so cold in Canada that they had to build underground cities for this time of year. You mean to tell me this is the new year? Is that what you mean to tell me? The Christian church says that January 1st, Officer Charlie 1, is the day of Christ's circumcision. They believe that since he was born December 25th, that the day of his circumcision is January 1st. And that's one of their many lies that they use to justify celebrating it. They're celebrating the day he got his penis circumcised. He got his foreskin cut off. As if there's any mention of that in the Bible. They're a bunch of damn liars. And if you can count, the 25th to the 1st is not 8 days, Christians. 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st. That's 7 days. I'm still appalled, Officer Shari. Why I still don't know what in the hell is going on. Where they're getting 8 days from. The 25th to the 26th is 1 day. Right. Okay, these people can't even count, let alone have any level of brotherhood with each other. Like, once again, everybody's up in arms on what's going on with kids, the kids missing, black women missing. Yet we follow the same strange rite that these kidnappers, pimps, thieves, and murderers perform. It's a lack of brotherhood, man. Like, we're not separate from them at all. So who in their right mind would even make a distinction between us and criminals? You can't, because we're celebrating and following the same God. Go ahead.
Verse 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
See that? Because of this, because of following strange gods, because of the New Year's resolution, I vowed to lose 10 pounds. You're going to get fatter in the next year. You're going to eat more pork, more crab, more shrimp, more lobster. You're going to get even lazier. You're not going to lose a pound because you established New Year's resolutions in the god Janus, a fake god, a white supremacist god. All of you blackity black, Black Lives Matter, black, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton, blackity black, Signetter, peace and black power, family, fists, right fists in the air, F the police, blackity black Negroes are quiet as a church mouse. Why? Because you're tented under a tree in matching polka dot, ugly Christmas sweater outfits, okay? Sucking on candy canes, okay? Sucking on peppermints. Sucking on peppermint canes right now. And a few months later, you're going to come out the woodworks talking about Black Lives Matter. Give me a damn break. Give me a damn break. All across Toronto, Montreal, etc. And once again, the First Nation celebrating it is a deliberate lack of brotherhood. Like, read up in this. What verse you at, Charlie? One?
Verse 24, sir.
Hold verse 24. Go up to it's like verse 12 or verse 19, where it says the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful to God. Like, any First Nation in Canada that celebrated Christmas and the New Year's after they found thousands of children fried in basements, fried like chicken breasts, put in chairs and fried. Anyone that seeks to go celebrate, any First Nation that seeks to go celebrate Christmas and New Year's now, you hate your people. It's just that simple. You want to be Caucasian devils so bad. We've taken on to their customs. And it's killing us.
This is verse 16. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worship by the commandments of kings.
No, neither ungodly and his ungodliness are alike hateful to God.
Come,
All right.
Salam.
You can keep that light on. Also, while the brother finds that verse, once again, we're the I.S.U.P.K. For any updates, make sure you go to www.isupk.com. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, IG. Sign in using the sign-in link. If you do not have your Hebrew name and you want your Hebrew name, sign in. Shalom.
Come,
Right?
Salaki. This is verse 9. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God.
So the person that's doing the sin and his sin are hateful to God. First Nations, particularly celebrating Christmas and New Year's, is hateful to the Most High. And the Most High did something so beautiful in allowing the earth to show the world the injustices that have been committed against your foremothers, your foreparents. And we just kicked them over in their grave. We kicked their tombstones over. We said, who the hell cares? Catholics did it, but I like a little booze and meth on Christmas. They did it. Crack open the old Englishes. Let's get drunk and let's celebrate on New Year's because it's a time to get drunk. Like the First Nations just separated, gave up integrity for a couple beers on Christmas and on January 1st. We poor as dirt. We are poor as dirt. Now, what gifts can we possibly be getting? And that's another thing Christmas does well. If you could leave the light on, I appreciate it. And that's another thing Christmas does too. That's good, and the New Year's does. That's good in this respect. It is a wake-up call to the First Nations, Negroes, and Latinos in this. Your Christmas is not like, remember Home Alone, Shari one?
John Casa.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And those sorts of movies. Like the First Nations sit in Canada and watch that, and then they think that's what Christmas is. And then they experience Christmas in their home on December 25th, and it depresses them, man. It drives them further into alcoholism, suicide, and pill popping. Okay, that's what it drives us into. Benjamites, you in Toronto, Rexdale, whatever, you see Home Alone, and you see two people get murdered outside your house in Toronto in the past few days, and it depresses you, man. Straight up depresses us. It's a wake up call, man, that our lives are not the same as the lives of everyone else. That's what it should show us, at least. All right. The ungodly and his ungodliness are both like hateful to God. Those that do it and the people themselves hate God. First Nations that celebrate Christmas and New Year's hate God and hate what He has shown them through the revelations of the Catholic Church. Hate what He's shown them. Don't give a damn about it. I mean, thousands of children were found dead in basements of reform schools run by Catholic churches who taught them that January 1st is a new year, who taught them that December 25th, a fat white man is going to come down this chimney after we beat you half to death and fry your cousin downstairs in the basement. There's going to be some fat, non-existent white man to come and give you fry bread and a dream catcher on December 25th. Serve this holiday, or you'll go down the basement and get fried.
Right.
And children were told this in peril of their life. Children were told this in fear of their lives, while being in fear of their lives. And generations later, their descendants celebrate it and don't give a damn about their memory. Celebrate what the Catholic Church taught them. The works of the residential school have worked. That's the sad part. You see people running around, guides running around, natives running around Canada with picket signs, the no justice, no peace, whatever. The teachings of the residential school have worked.
Salaki,
Hold on one second. My audio, my headphones cut off. Let's see here. Okay. Bear with me 1 second. I can. Can you hear me?
Cut on concert.
No, that's not it. Hold on. Damn it. Oh, I did that. All right, can you hear me now?
Cut on concert.
Okay, so like my headphone just decided to malfunction. Anyway, read the scripture again.
Come. Verse 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
Yeah, we read in verse 16 that the ungodly and his ungodliness, I believe it was verse 16, the ungodly and their ungodliness are hateful to God. Like in celebrating Christmas and celebrating the New Year's, we show that we hate the Most High. In disobeying his law, statutes, and commandments, we show that we hate the Most High. And if we hate the Most High, we hate God, how are we going to love Black lives? How are we going to love Native lives? How are we going to love Latino lives if we can't even serve a power that we can't see?
Right.
And then also in regards to this class, if we can't love the people, love those that we can see, you can't see God, but you can see your wife. You can't see God, but you can see your husband. You can't see God, but you can see your brother. You can see your sister. You can see your people. And if you don't love them, you don't love God. That's in the Bible. Brachia, give me that scripture. If a man who say he loved God and love not his brother, he is a liar. I'm loosely paraphrasing. You can Google that in the King James Version, and then you can find it on your phone, Bible, whatever you're using to read the scriptures from. All right. If a man say he loved God, but love not, but hateth his brother, he is a liar. Okay. Can't say you love God and go and sleep with someone else's woman. Can't say you love God and go run off with your husband. Can't say you love God and go shoot people and sleep with prostitutes and sell dope and celebrate a holiday that they literally fried your grandparents to get you to celebrate.
Right.
That's what I was talking about. Like the teachings of the residential school, the sad part about what has happened in the residential school, the saddest part is that the teachings worked on the survivors. The teachings have absolutely worked. Native Americans have been fully indoctrinated 100% successfully by residential schools. They've been taught to hate savages, meaning each other. They've been taught to serve white Jesus no matter what, and they do so. Except you can't mention the Bible in their reservations. Merry Christmas, however. Merry Christmas. But you can't mention a Bible. You can't mention a verse. We don't believe that here. Well, I see a Christmas tree and hear ho, ho, ho in the background. You do believe in religion. That much is true. It's the religion of the reform schools.
Right.
Those that celebrate it hate their people. If they hate their people, they sure as hell hate God. Brachia, do you have the scripture?
First John chapter 4, 20. If a man say, I love God, and hated his brother, he is a liar.
You say you love God, but you hate your brother, you're a liar. To celebrate a religion that they fried our brothers and sisters to get us to serve a God that they fried our brothers and sisters to get us to serve, is a hateful act against those people that were dead. Like all those bones that were found at the bottom of Manitoba, it means nothing. It might as well not even have found them. If we're going to come to those realizations, if we're going to see those things, if we're going to read and witness those digs, right, or those findings, and continue to serve their gods, there's no point in even like why even care? Because you don't care. Why even pretend? Why even act? Why even go to the Catholic Church for a request for any sort of monetary payment? When we're showing by our words and our actions that we are fine with what they did, because we still continue to serve their God. We still continue to partake in their culture. We continue to watch the ball drop. We continue to talk to dead trees and tell our children that fat Edomites, some fat guy named Santa Claus has 8-legged reindeer and is delivering his packages faster than Amazon. I want to figure that out as well. To all you parents telling kids that Santa Claus is real, how is he delivering his packages faster than the delivery boy, faster than Jeff Bezos? And then if you continue to tell him, if you tell him this lie anyway, how do you expect your child to not lie to you about where he's been when he's 17, about who she's been dealing with when she's 18, 17, 15 years old? She's going to lie to you just like you lied to her. It breeds liars. It breeds selfishness. And you know what else? You know what else? Christmas and New Year's. You know how else Christmas and New Year's shows a lack of brotherhood? It shows that you don't give a damn about the environment or the people that are being killed, that are being, horribly oppressed to keep up the Christmas quota. Brocchiala, get me Revelation 11 and 18. Give me Revelation 11 and 18. Like you can't ever say you care about the environment and celebrate Christmas. You celebrate, like anybody that comes to me and asks me, tells me I love the environment, what are you guys doing for the environment, whatever. I'd ask them, do you celebrate Christmas? Right. They say, yeah. So you don't give a damn about the environment. You don't give a damn about workers' rights. You don't give a damn about work-life balance, right? You don't give a damn about what else is coming out now in COVID, mental health, mental health rights and mental health awareness. You don't care about any of that stuff if you support Christmas. You know why? Because people's lives are destroyed. People are running to the ground. You saw that candle factory where, was it 70, 80 people died? Right. When the tornado came, they were told, you can't go home. You're not allowed to go home. And the people said, okay, we're not going to have to go home. We can't go home. Excuse me. You support those sorts of establishments. Amazon working people to the point of death to meet these holiday quotas. Like, again, you should tell your children, Santa Claus doesn't deliver the gifts. Jeff Bezos does. Okay? And it is through our selfishness, even though we're poor, we're in poverty, right? Many of us short on bills, close to being short on bills, living paycheck to paycheck. We break our backs to celebrate Christmas. We break our backs to make Jeff Bezos rich to the point that he could go to the upper stratosphere, do a backflip and take a dump in a damn space capsule. Do backflips, take a dump in outer space and come back down. He's just so damn rich. He's got nothing better to do than go up into outer space, use the toilet and come back down. How much money he's making off this Christmas spectacle. Give me Revelation 11 and 18. This is a solution to the problem of the environment, trees being cut down, deforestation, climate change, CO2 levels, because they've shown through empirical studies, meaning what? Through real research, that these levels of smog, the levels of emissions, the levels of pollutants have decreased tremendously through just 1 year of lockdown. That 1 year of lockdown literally repaired part of the ozone layer. It repaired part of the ozone layer. It repaired part of the ozone layer. Bear with me 1 second. It's the wrong way. It repaired part of the ozone layer. It made the Himalayas visible again from India. If you were in India, you couldn't see the Himalayas from northern India. The air was so clean. Excuse me, I think I got this messed up. Slovakia. Okay. The air was so clean during the lockdown that you could see the Himalayas from India. Brother, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. But we had to celebrate Christmas. We have to get on all these domestic flights and go from point A to point B to see people we don't even give a damn about. Uncle molester and this person and that person, all high or drunk during the damn celebration, and don't give a damn about the people it affects. Like, there's a study out of Stanford that said like 50 to 75,000 people's lives were spared because of 1 year of lockdown due to COVID-19. Because of the COVID-19 lockdowns and the stay-at-home orders, smog was reduced in China, etc., and other areas of high levels of manufacturing, as well as high levels of production, etc. Smog levels were reduced so much that the estimated number of people whose lives were saved or spared was 50 to 75,000. I've got the solution to climate change. I've got the solution to CO2 emissions. I've got the solution to asthma and COPD and all these other breathing and respiratory disorders, cancers, different tumors, etc. It's called brotherhood.
Right.
It's brotherly to get rid of Christmas and New Year's. It literally saves people's lives. Read Revelation 11 and 8. The Bible's going to bear this out as well.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroyed the earth.
Read it from the top.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry.
The nations were angry, man. The nations are raw. They're pissed off, man. They're losing their money. They're about to go and descend into war. The nations are angry right now. Go ahead.
And thy wrath is come.
The Lord's wrath has come, man. Omicron, Delta, COVID-19, swine flu, the bubonic plague. Also, while all this is going down, I just want everyone to know that the bubonic plague is, just chilling underground somewhere. That bubonic plague that killed everybody in the 13th century and before, the bubonic plague is not gone, Canada. The bubonic plague is sitting underground in Europe. They don't know why the bubonic plague stopped. They don't know what ended it. And they definitely don't know if and when it could come back. Okay? Keep that in mind. The Lord's wrath has come. Keep going.
And the time of the dead that they should be judged.
Time of the dead that they should be judged. Those in the world. The world's going to receive punishment. It's judgment for what it's done. Read on.
And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets.
Right, the prophets, the priests and prophets of the I.S.U.P.K will receive their reward. What is our reward? A seat on a throne. To be one of the 144,000. To be one of those that follow the Lamb, Christ, whithersoever he goes. To be one of those that rules the planet Earth, that establishes the culture and the laws of the planet Earth. It has all might and power in his zone given to him through Yahushua. That's the reward. Money, power beyond your wildest belief, authority, a family name, dignity, honor, resources, women, children, all the things that your mind lawfully desires. That's the reward. Read on.
And to the saints.
And to the saints. Who are the saints? The saints are the men that change their lives. Those that change their lives and follow the prophets and help the prophets. As it says in the New Testament when Christ said, Lord, how have I fed thee? How have I clothed thee? And Christ answered them saying, inasmuch as ye have done it to the least, you have done it to me. Those that help, aid, feed, clothe the prophets, it should be who? Those that change their lives and help us, and sisters as well. Sisters change their lives and follow the prophets. They're part of the saints. Go ahead.
And them that fear thy name.
And then that fear thy name. Those that keep the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. Read on.
Small and great.
Small and great. Rich, poor, in government positions, or living in a shack in a favela in Jamaica. You in Hollywood, or you in you in Vaughan or Regent Park. You live in downtown Toronto, you live in a rich area of Montreal, or you in Montreal Nord. Small and great. Go ahead.
And shoulders destroy them which destroy the earth.
And should destroy them which destroy the earth. That's how you're gonna resolve climate change. That's how you're gonna resolve CO2 emissions. These people that run the earth do not give a damn about your grandmother choking to death on smog and on CO2. But your loved ones developing, lung cancer, etc., through pollutants that are in the air because they won't give the earth a rest. Remember in the scriptures, it says you would give the earth a year rest every 7 years. Okay? That's what they did last year with COVID-19. They gave the earth a year's rest. In what? In 50 years since the Industrial Revolution? They've been running the earth into the grave. They've been turning the earth into a cancer patient, okay? A late stage a chemo patient since the Industrial Revolution, since the 1850s. Because they don't give a damn about future generations. They don't give a damn about their brothers or their sisters, the rulers of this earth. So what has to happen? They've got to be destroyed, man. That's the only way that you'll have a clean planet. The people running the planet must be destroyed because they're not going to give this up to change their profit margins. Now, in the kingdom, instead of making $55 billion a year, you might have to go with $50 billion a year, Akim, or maybe $45 billion a year. Production might be slowed down. It might be slowed down a little bit. You can't be the goddamn monopoly man forever. You can't be all the way the monopoly man. You can be a 75% monopoly man. Okay, that's how it's going to be in the kingdom. But even though the numbers may not be the same, the amount of the quality of life will be much higher than it is now. Why? Because the leaders of the world will have brotherhood in that day, when the people that destroy the earth are destroyed. Okay, I don't own Falcon Heavies. I don't run SpaceX. I don't own Falcon Heavies and go punch holes in the ozone layer. I don't own the Blue Origin, whatever that capsule was called, that Jeff Bezos went on and did backflips in outer space and took a dump on the toilet. I don't own the Virgin Galactic. I don't punch holes in the ozone layer. My little air conditioner to keep myself warm during the summer months does nothing in comparison to your factory, your Apple factory, your cell phone factory, your lithium-ion battery producing factory, your space programs. It does nothing. You're the one that destroys the earth. The Lord's going to destroy you because you don't care about the people that come after you. Okay, it's another scripture broken down in the context of brotherhood. Shari, you want to take me back to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 25?
Concert. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
So that there reigned in all men without exception blood.
Yeah, there reigned in all men without exception blood. Because of following these gods, like you read in verse 24, because of following these gods, men did not leave their lives or their marriages altogether undefiled. Now what you have? Everybody sleeping with everybody, which is all that's going to happen on January 1st. It's a time to get high and to have, sex with whatever, man, woman, child, whatever. That's what these people are doing out here. That's what's going on. That's the fact of the matter. And there reigned in all manner of men what?
Without exception blood.
Without exception, blood. Everybody's killing everybody in Canada. Higher ups, engaging in military operations like they did for 20 years in Afghanistan. Regular, everyday people getting into fights and shooting each other in Canada. There reigned in men without exception blood. Murder comes from the Christian church. Go ahead.
Manslaughter, killing each other. Theft. Running somebody over with a car when you're drunk. Theft, stealing. For America to be a Christian nation, it sure does a lot of damn stealing. For Canada to be a Christian nation, it sure did a lot of stealing from the Native Americans. Hell, who am I even joking with? The Catholic Church is the seat of Christianity, and they steal from everybody. Take money from the people and don't use it for anything except their own pockets, their own lavish lifestyles. You should see how some of these cardinals live. It's ridiculous. The Catholic Church has over $2 trillion in resources right now as we speak, based on the donations that they receive yearly and the number of members. The average donation from each member times the number of members shows that they are either obtaining $2 trillion in revenue a year, or they are in possession of $2 trillion of assets, whether it be liquid assets, cars, land, what have you. The Catholic Church, $2 trillion. You telling me I'm in the wrong business? You telling me that this is a crazy organization? Nah, man. Forever, since forever, the Bible and belief in God has always been big business. And the I.S.U.P.K is going to win this battle. Right. The I.S.U.P.K is not for profit. Okay? Literally. We are for doing God's work, his bidding here on this earth. Okay? There reigned in all men blood, manslaughter, theft, stealing. Go ahead. And dissimulation,
dissimulation, beef. Okay, but it's all too often. Everybody trying to get into a beef with somebody. Nowadays, the only way to get clout as an entertainer, as a court jester, a clown, which is all a rapper entertainer is a clown for the court of Esau, in the court of this world. He has to beef with somebody that looks like him. They've got to set up a beef. There's got to be a stabbing or a shooting. Because if there is, then you know the music is good. Because if it is, then you know that whatever they were talking about was important, and it should be shared thousands or millions of times. It should be viewed thousands or millions of times. Dissimulation is within all men. That's why everybody loves to see a fight. Everyone loves to see a battle. Dissimulation, beef. Once again, a product of the Christian church. Keep going.
corruption,
Corruption. I don't need to teach this. This explains itself. Everything is corrupt in this damn world. Everything is corrupt. Why? Because of the setting up the building of religions, the worship of idols. This whole chapter is about the worship of idols. You think about all these problems that came up in your life, all the problems that you've seen other people go through. They're all being encompassed in this chapter. What is the root of these problems? The worship of false idols. That's it. That's the issue. That's a problem with the world. Corruption. Okay? Italian mafia is all baptized. They've all been baptized, what have you. They're all Catholic. Many of the Latin American gangs, Catholic. Governments in Latin America, Catholic. All of them corrupt. Go ahead.
unfaithfulness,
Unfaithfulness, leaving the truth, is Christian. Leaving the truth is Christian. There's absolutely no reason for it. Where are you going to go that's only going to be peaches and cream ever? Your job, you're going to love your job always? No. No. Your school, work, family, relationships, they're not always going to be good, but you leave them. Why? Because you're a Christian. And once again, Christianity teaches you to love your pleasure over your duty. Nothing you undertake in life, you're always going to like. And that's another thing, that follow your passion. Follow your passion. That is the worst bit of, first of all, that is the worst bit of business advice anyone could ever give you. I have some, undertakings that I take, in the quote unquote secular world or what have you, in my day-to-day life. And do you think I like doing that all the time? Hell no, I don't. But I know it's going to make money.
right?
I know it's going to be profitable. You think the concrete baron, Officer Shariwan, you think the concrete baron in China, you think when he's, with his wife, he's thinking about concrete? Huh? You think when him and his wife are in bed, he's getting revved up thinking about that damn concrete getting poured and seeing it dry? He doesn't give a damn. He makes money.
Right.
Follow your dreams, garbage, and do what makes you happy. Garbage is stupid. Nobody that achieves any iota of success lives by that principle. They're telling you that they're lying. They come into work don't want to come in, rather be home, rather be somewhere else. In the truth, you're not always going to want to teach class. In the truth, you're going to have other things that you might want to undertake or partake in, but you can't if you have a duty to perform.
Right.
Now, if you celebrate other gods, you got to be unfaithful. You're not going to see anything through. This is what I see. This is what I see in my day-to-day life. I went to Rochester last week for an interview, and these people were absolutely out of their minds. I'm going to edit this and upload it to Rochester as, an interview. But brother, I'm trying to give an interview and discuss about poverty, discuss about, COVID-19, discuss homelessness in Rochester and the crime rate in Rochester, because the mayor had set a state of emergency due to the crime rate in Rochester in the past few months. And do you know that the old folks in this church are singing Negro spirituals as I'm giving the interview? Right next to us. They didn't go into another room and talk. They didn't say, oh, let's take this outside. Let's take this somewhere else. In there, singing Negro spirituals, clapping, and having a full-blown goddamn conversation. Like nothing is serious. Nothing means anything to anyone. Nobody has any faith. Nobody has any decorum, professionalism, ability to see things through. That's the Christian damn church, man. And these people are grandparents. These people are raising. This is what's raising these goddamn street terrorists out here. There's people with no professionalism, nothing serious. Don't give a damn. Can't have civil conversations with people. If they're hollering and yelling while I'm giving an interview, imagine what's going on in that damn house when the kid does something they don't like. The child does something that they don't like. There's nothing but screaming, yelling, screaming and cursing. No productive criticism at all. That's what's going on in these houses, man. Because people lack faith. People lack the ability to see things through. Lack the ability to be professional. Keep reading.
Come. Tumults.
Once again, beefs. Just fighting all the goddamn time, just to be fighting. Fighting all the time, just to be fighting. Hollering and barking at each other. This is Christian. This is not black culture. This is from the Christian church, the Catholic church, the Muslim mosque. Like, again, no one should allow their children to be in the Christian church and the Catholic church, and no one for sure should want their son or daughter to become a damn Muslim. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is a training ground for Islam, and it has absolutely failed. Philadelphia and Afghanistan are two of the same places, war zones filled by Muslims who sought about to terrorize a local goddamn community, sought about to sell drugs in the goddamn community. And I want to know another thing as well. Where this is a brotherhood class, and since child support is absolutely against brotherhood, if a man and a woman lay down together and the woman cheats or what have you, then listen, you should of course get counsel, but you should do everything in your power to take care of the children, to be in the children's life. That would be the most ideal situation. What I want to know is, where in the hell in Islam is child support? Somebody show me that in the Quran. Philadelphia, PA. I mean, with all this Islam, black power BS, Malcolm X. Everybody mentioned Malcolm X and Black Lives Matter. Where is child support in Islam? Where's that at in the Quran or the Hadiths? Yeah. You think that you could put a man in child support in the Middle East? No. Up until 10 years ago, you could beat her half to damn death in the damn Middle East. They just now allowing women to drive in Saudi Arabia. You think you think Muhammad was walking around and, yes, if you feel it's not good, that's not Arab. If you don't feel good in relationship, you can take him to the mujdi and have him pay what's the Saudi dollar? Damn. Have him pay some darks or whatever. That's not a currency. But have him pay some Saudi dollars. He's not taking care of his kids. Like, this is a joke. There's no Islam. There's no goddamn Black Lives Matter. There's no black power, nothing in the black community. There's nothing but Christianity. And whatever the white man says is God. His court system you go to establish who has parental rights. You go there to work your problems out. You go there to sue each other. You go there literally for counsel. That's what you're doing. When you're going to court, you're taking someone in front of a judge to receive legal counsel or legal justice on the matter, rather than going to us. We could work the whole situation out. That's what needs to happen in these communities. There's a lack of brotherhood and sisterhood in these damn communities in Canada, in the United States, what have you. Why? Because everybody's a goddamn Muslim. Everyone's a Christian, and it's a joke. Black Muslims are an embarrassment. Not even Muslims. The reasons I just mentioned. Go ahead. Perjury. Lying. Everybody a goddamn liar. Going up, standing in front of a judge and lying. Okay? Lying when you make a statement not to lie. That's perjury. Go ahead.
Disquieting of good men.
That is your life in school. Good men and good women. Is a sister, she's shy and reserved? Oh, they're gonna turn her into a slut. 5 years. Oh, you didn't get gangbang? Oh, you missing out. You missing out on these venereal diseases. There's gonorrhea, syphilis. This one takes out your womb. This one's gonna give you cervical cancer, so you die at 32. You drop dead. This one, if you leave untouched, it's gonna get into your brain This one leaves literal, not figurative, literal worms in your body crawling around your vagina. They're worms related to the ones that crawl around the earth and eat your crops. This one will give you worms. This one gives you crabs. Literal 8-legged freaks will be crawling around your bush with this one. You're missing out. They disquiet good men, good women. A brother in the school, a brother in the books. Oh, you're a nerd. Are you trying to get into them books? Nah, you need to be out here in the streets.
Right.
Selling drugs. You need to get arrested. You need to have another man tell you to squat and cough. Tell you to get into a cell, keep you in the cell 23 hours, 1 hour you're allowed out like a goddamn child, like preschool. You need another man to tell you when you can eat, when you can take a dump. You need another man to walk you up and down the goddamn range. You need to have beef with other slaves. Only when I tell you to. Notice, even the damn fights, Shariwan, they know the fights are going to happen when they let you out.
Right.
They letting you out to have rec time. In the rec time, you fight. All right? That's cool. Why? Because people desire to disquiet good men, to take someone off of the path of righteousness, off the path of more righteousness than what they would go on following you, to take people off the straight path, the straight and narrow, as they say. Are you having party? Oh my God, bro. Yo, I would get so much flack in college for partying, and I look and see where the other people are and where I'm at. It wasn't even goddamn worth it, man. Like there's a scripture that says, it is good that I bear the yoke in my youth. Everybody wants to party and live it up and do whatever they want. And, I'm a living testament that's not the way to go. Because what you'll do is you'll work to a point and work when you're young, when you're vigorous, when you're full of vigor, so that in your later years and in the years that you have now, you'll be in a better position to help yourself and your people to take care of those who don't have the same means as you do. But you wouldn't understand that following other idols. We wouldn't understand that following other idols. We wouldn't understand that serving other gods. Christianity and Islam is about disquieting good men, turning people out. Read on.
Forgetfulness of good turns.
Forgetfulness of good turns. Forgetting good turns. We forget. We don't know what good turns are. We don't know how to change. Out of the strip club into the OnlyFans.
All right.
Out of gang life into the Christian church.
Right.
Which is pimping by another name. Read on.
Defiling of souls.
Defiling of souls. Defiling people. Defiling people. Once again, turning people out. I'm going to take your girl. As if there aren't enough women around the planet Earth. You lack brotherhood. Person that thinks that way lacks brotherhood. They're disgusting. They defile souls. Like a woman that's a whore is not a strong and independent woman. She is defiled. She's something that's become filthy. Only the Lord can clean her up. This is why I thank the Most High for the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, because without this, we would all be walking filth, living upright, walking, breathing trash. That's what we would be. You can thank the Christian church for that. Thank the Christian church for how your life has gone to this point, the Muslim mosque for how your life has gone to this point, because all the people around you, right? All the people that you've hurt and have hurt you, they're all in the Muslim mosque or the Christian church, all of them. The whole problem with life is the Christian church. One of the things that it teaches is a lack of brotherhood through celebrations like New Year's and Christmas, which are selfish holidays. Go ahead.
Changing of kind.
Changing of kind. Come on, Shariwan. Changing of kind. I'm done talking. I'm tired of hearing myself talk. What does that mean, Officer Shariwan? Give me an example. Give me an example, rather, of changing of kind.
Salakia said that when I hear that, I think of homosexuality.
Well, you say gay for YouTube, so they don't cancel us.
Salakia, sir.
Because yeah, I mean, you don't have to say Salakia because people can get on YouTube and talk about murdering people on a remixed R&B beat, but for some reason we can't say the words homosexual, etc. So we won't make YouTube cry and get their panties in a knot. We want some blue-haired freak in San Francisco to see our video and block us. So let's just be mindful of that. I was going to say is changing of kind, changing of genders. Okay, I've said this several times. I'm going to say it again. There would be no LGBTQ community. There would be no transgender community without the Christian and Catholic Church. Like the Christian and Catholic Church should get the credit because they fostered the growth of this community. Because they performed the action. They performed the action. They planted the seed through their deviancy, through their perversion, through their pedophilia. They planted the seed in children to sprout up and want to be something they're not. See, when you're a child, you're not a sexual object.
Right.
It is not your time to have sex. Yes, your sexual organs develop. But sex is something that's reserved for grown folks, for adults. What is the age that you turn into an adult? Anywhere from 18, 19 on. It's subjective. It's not a hard and fast number. North Carolina thinks it was, they thought it was 14 until a few years ago.
Right.
Okay, those freaks down in the States. Some areas of Canada have different years. It's in or around the end of teenage years. You become an adult as a woman, as a man, in or around the same time, a little older, a little younger, depending. It's case-by-case basis. But you're not a sexual being at 9. So those that implanted that, instilled that in you, that affected you in that way at 13, what have you, all of them were servants of the Christian and Catholic Church. They all celebrated Christmas. They all celebrated New Year's. And they planted that seed in you. And that seed caused you to change your kind.
Good night.
Just ask these people, what happened to you? They're not going to tell. A lot of them now aren't going to say they've been molested. A lot of them don't, when the numbers just don't add up. So what you ask them is, hey, got a question for you. Have you been to any Boy Scout getaways? They'll say, oh, yeah, I went when I was 8, when I was 9. Oh.
Right.
Did you attend any Catholic high schools? Look, I'm just like this. You attend any Catholic high schools?
Good
Go, yes, I did. Holy Mary, Mother of Jesus Cross in Toronto. Hail Marys, 100 Hail Marys. Yes, I did, but I hated it. Why did you hate it? Because I didn't like religion and they were stifling me. Oh, because they were stifling you? How are they stifling you? They won't say it, but they were touched by a Catholic priest. The Catholic Church, they should get all the credit, man. Catholic Church ushered in the LGBTQ community. Give them the damn credit. They've molested over 200,000 children in France over a 50-year period. How many of them joined the Rainbow Coalition? Most of them. Most of them are those people prancing around naked. I heard they have naked parades in Canada as well. I pray I'm not in Canada during that because I'm going to throw a fit. Okay? I'm going to throw a fit. Border patrol, etc. I'm not saying I'm going to harm anyone. Don't say that. Don't play that video at the border. Here I go. I'm going up there with no service. Did you say you were going to burn down the LGBTQ rally? Maybe, kind of. Not really. Didn't say that. So I'm not saying it. Okay? but it would be disgusting to see. Okay? And I would have to venture to assume many of them grew up Catholic. Okay? Right. They defile souls. They produce the changing of kind. Man thinks he's a woman. Woman thinks he's a man. Man thinks he's a woman in a man's body. Know your pronouns. The Catholic Church is the father of pronouns. That's a quote. A quotable. Keep going.
Come. Look, disorder in marriages.
Disorder in marriages. Disorder in marriages. Come on, man. Come on. I am here in the city of brotherly love. See my arm stretched out? Try one. I am here in the city of brotherly love. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 50% Muslim, 40% Christian, 100%, 50% Muslim, 50% Christian, 100% white supremacist. I'm making those numbers up. Arguments in these houses all the time. There was an argument outside my street the other day. Somebody was yelling and screaming, "Get her out of here! Get this goddamn woman out of here! Get her out of here!" And the other side was saying, I'll 302 your ass. I guess that means put you in a mental hospital. There's all manner of fights and arguments and a whole manner of wasted energy and wasting energy arguing with a woman. 80% of the time it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. Arguing with each other, fighting and arguing. Disquieting of marriages was performed by the Christian church. There was a time when the divorce rate among so-called blacks was much lower. There was a time when you didn't have droves of single women flying around from state to state. That's another thing as well. Phenomenon that's going on because of a lack of brotherhood, because of brothers' lust to have sex with these women that are the dragons that you face at the last level of Mario. Sleep with them, and then they open their mouth, and your face is burnt like a well done steak. And they open their mouth. I mean, all men are. I mean, profanity you've never even heard of. Of course, your penis is small. That's the big one. Even though they had sex with you, that's another thing. They had sex with you, but it wasn't right. But they had sex with you. They were right. Anyway, these dragons, these people, animals. Okay. Open their mouth. Your face is charred, so you leave because your face is burned. This is horrible profanity. Everything evil and disgusting about you that's not true. Whatever. So you leave them. And then they go and tour the country, Miami, Salt Lake City, travel the world. I'm a traveling person. I'm a public figure. Flying everywhere. Domestic flights for you, domestic flights for me. Why? Because of Christianity, the Christian church. No one told these women that they need to sit the hell down.
Right.
Get off the plane. Miami is not waiting for you, ma'am. Okay? Where's Canada? Cancun will go on without you, ma'am. Why don't you take care of those 7 kids? I'm not exaggerating. That's an actual story.
Right.
That's to be had. That's to be had with a glass of wine in the presence of Sharywan, and the crew. I've got some war stories. some tales of war, Barack Yalla, tales of war and plunder. All right, upon the 7 seas. But anyway, my point being is this: the Christian church is the house of Satan. All right. Every New Year, every resolution, every plan that they try to undertake is going to fail because all of it is made in a lie. Keep going.
Come. Adultery.
Mm-hmm. Hold that. Adultery. Now, there was a video that came out of a sister who got put out on Christmas Day. Did everybody see that video? It was a Judite sister. She was in a Christmas suit. She was opening gifts. My rib showed me. She was opening gifts. And this brother, he did it crafty too. I wouldn't do this. It's not that deep. You did whatever you did. I'm leaving immediately. He found out his woman was cheating with her work husband as well.
God.
All right. So the dude told her. All right. And he handled it well. I'll explain. So he packed all of her stuff in the Christmas gifts. He put her stuff in the Christmas gifts. He's opening. He's like, these are my shoes. He's like, no. Open another one. Dante, what are you doing? Wait, it's the last one. She opens the last one. It's her suitcase. He says, yeah, get the F out. I knew you were season with such stuff. Get the F out. And she's trying to she didn't say sorry. You know, it's too, never mind. I'm not going there. But she didn't say she didn't do it. She said, why would you believe him? And then blah, 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 blah. He told her to get out. 3 minutes to get out. Handled it very, 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 very well. How you should handle it. But he found out on Christmas Day, adultery, through the service and worship of another God.
Good night.
The Christian church and Wendy Williams have taught black women, he's not treating you well. He's not good enough for you. Go get with somebody else. They'll give you a better time. He'll be able to do it better. Here's another one as well. And there's a hint that I'm going to give. Well, you got to stop me, Sharywan, because I'm about to veer off. I'm about to veer off, Rock Yalla. They're going to have to check me. They're going to have to pull my rank. I'm going to be a trooper. Con of the one con. Okay, you be coming up, wonder why I'm not teaching. I'm being all black, taking notes. Con of the one con, carrying crates, man. Okay, you got to stop me. I'm about to go off the rails. So lock you. Brotherhood, I had a brotherhood. I will not go off the rails and say as if I'm, whatever. Speak as though I'm, Anyway, all right. So where was I? Let's read the scripture again. I don't go too far off.
Con. Adultery.
Ooh, I forgot. So adultery, right? So he caught her cheating, told her to leave. She didn't deny it. She just said, "How you gonna believe him? How you gonna believe her? Whatever." Once again, they telling so-called black women that the grass is greener on another side. Here's how dumb it is as well, right? Okay, he's been having sex with you for as long as you two have been together. This is how stupid this is. How do you think, why would you think that someone you just met is going to give it to you better? Sure, what's going to happen is, sure, there's going to be excitement. It's going to feel good because of the excitement. But what you did with him, you two perfected over years. Right? Sorry, one, right? I'm right here. Perfected over years. Been perfected. The clap has been perfected over years. You don't do it like this. I had to learn, not like this. You got to see the pocket, get the pocket in there, pockets of both hands. It makes for a louder, deeper clap. He's been perfected. Wendy Williams and other uppercase letter I shaped women have told you your grass is greener on the other side. He's going to give you a spectacle. One or two times later, you're going to want to go back to your ex, which is why, if you brothers haven't dealt with it, so many women, have longing desire to get back with their ex, what have you. I'm not saying, once again, we have ribs. I'm not saying that's the case everywhere across the board. I'm not sweeping with a broad brush. I'm saying many women, not all, many have a desire to get back with their ex because it's not the same anywhere else. It's not.
Right.
How? Nothing beats time. Like if you spend enough time programming, you'll be a programmer. You spend enough time in anything, you'll master it. You spend years with this woman, you've mastered her. Give a damn how big, how small you are. This is a brotherhood class. I'm teaching you to tell you this out of love. And then care how big, how small, the motion, the whatever. No, BS. You've mastered the art of handling this woman. And Wendy Williams told her she can go get us somewhere else. She's an idiot if she does that.
Right.
And she's going to regret it instantly after. Okay? Adultery. Long story short. This is the steps to adultery. Okay, I'm giving you that other thing. Okay, these are the steps to adultery. She believes that she's going to be magnificently 80 times better. Might be the first few times. After that, it's going to feel like anything else, which is what happens with sex. It gets, it gets less and less, not less intense, but it becomes, the shock factor decreases. When the shock factor decreases, you're going to be feeling like a sack of garbage. Don't do it, man. Adultery. How's it pushed? It is pushed through the worship of other gods and selfishness. Christmas teaches adultery. New Year's teaches adultery.
Good night.
Go ahead.
And shameless.
Yeah, wait a minute. Thank you, sis, in the comments. So, you all, and Tawada, for you brothers and sisters in the comments,
Right.
and Shariwan and Brock, y'all for keep me on my reels. I was about to go off left, and that would have been it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, the man that dude that's having sex with, the dude that she goes and deals with is going to leave her. That's what's going to happen immediately.
Right.
Because he knows she's in a relationship. So is he trying to make a relationship with her? No, he's trying to have sex. You're going to get dumped faster than a hot potato. It's going to leave you immediately, and then you're going to have nobody. You're going to have nobody. Women that have a ton of options have no options. Okay? Right? That's how it works.
Right.
That's how it works. The dude she's with, again, has zero respect for her if she's going to ruin a relationship she was in. And so that's that. Adulteries, selfishness, Christmas and New Year's. Go ahead.
And shameless uncleanness.
And shameless uncleanness. It's shameless. Just being proud of being a murderer. That's shameless uncleanness. As if that makes you tough either. There's plenty of buck breaking. There's plenty of Brokeback Mountain action. plenty of rainbow action going on in jails from these so-called tough guys.
Right.
It's easy to fire somebody that's not going to fire back at you. It's easy to ambush somebody in a civilian setting. But you against a mutual combatant, that's something totally different. That's again another thing, another time, another story, whatever. But we are proudly, shamelessly unclean. We are proud of our shameless uncleanness. Yeah, I caught 2 bodies or whatever. That's a badge of damn honor.
Right.
Murder is as old. Murder is as old as Cain and Abel. Like if you really want to do something that's like cool and hard, you would join the I.S.U.P.K. We've got cats that committed all kinds of crimes that have changed their life, and this has been the hardest, toughest thing they've ever done in their life, man. It'll be the same for you.
Right.
But it won't be if we're in shameless uncleanness. The Christian church has made proud murderers. Once again, the whole Italian mob is christened as Catholics, and they are proud murderers, man. Proud murderers. Shameless uncleanness. Women running around shamelessly talking about them being whores and then being in 5, 6, and 7, 8 different relationships at once and talking to 3 different dudes, what have you. With a pH balance of bleach.
Right.
Officer Shaw, the pH balance of bleach. Everything that goes down there turns white. White as snow. Leprous as snow, like Exodus 4 and 6. Except it wasn't the Lord's doing. It was the STI's doing. It was the pathogens doing. Reframing the pH level of her nether regions. Shameless uncleanness. Read on.
Verse 27. For the worshiping of idols, not to be named as the beginning, but cause and the end of all evil.
Come on, man. The worshiping of idols not to be named.
Right.
Allah is an idol not to be named. And because he's worshipped in Philadelphia, it is the beginning, root, middle, and end of all evil. Adultery, Muslims. Murder, Muslims. Robbery, Muslims. Crack dealing, Muslims. Heroin dealing, Muslims. You know, the one thing they do is good, Shari one, they can make a mean goddamn bean pie. And the confession is good for the soul. These Philly Muslim bean pies are delicious. Salakia. Philly Muslim bean pies. At Elijah Muhammad, that's a good damn recipe. I like it with the navy beans. They take the navy beans and they boil them down. They take the skin off them. Then they rub them, mash them together. It's like sweet potato pie with beans. They put sugar, some vanilla in there. Ooh, it's good, man. It's good. It's a good damn pie. Do they make bean pies in Toronto?
So, Salakia, I've never tried that. Never heard of that.
Yeah, well, because it's a Nation of Islam dish. They made it in the United States. So Judites in Philly know about it mostly. I don't think they make this. Yeah. They don't make the stuff down south because the Nation of Islam didn't take root down there. But like in Philly, Dominicana Tiara, Shalom to all the brothers and sisters in there. Yeah, and bean pies are delicious, brother. IDR, you know what I'm talking about, man. You had them bean pies, man. IDR, man, you got to come to New York City. I got to get you a good bean pie. They make great dessert, but they commit 500, half 1,000 murders in Philadelphia. Them and Christians, soul food. Whoo! You got them fried chicken wings. Dominicana Tiara, you know what I'm talking about. Them fried chicken wings, right? Candy yams, delicious. Now, if they would stop murdering, then we'd be we'd be going somewhere. They would stop stealing and stop hurting children. Then we'd be in the kingdom of heaven. The beginning, root, and cause of all evil is the worship of other gods. The removal of the Christian church was an absolute act of brotherhood. And the end of the Christian church is an act of love from the Most High. The Christian church is in possession of, they collected over $800 billion in the last 10 years and have done nothing with it. Toronto has high levels of poverty in Black and Hispanic areas. I'm in Philadelphia. I'll keep talking about Philadelphia. The poverty rate in Philadelphia, I'm trying to make you understand it. And General Muhammad talks about it a lot as well. Philadelphia, some areas of Philadelphia are as poor as Guatemala. Right. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, the poverty rate in Guatemala and Honduras is 40%. The poverty rate in Northeast Philly is 40%. I'll take you guys to some of these neighborhoods. I mean, it looks ridiculous. Like what you see on TV in American ghettos, that is real. Right. It looks like an absolute, it looks like somebody bombed it, Northeast Philly. And there's a block. We have barracks in Northeast Philly. There's a block where these barracks are. And it's literally like you walking up and down, walking across the street. It's a few blocks. On these few blocks, the brothers told me something like 6 people got shot and killed on these 3 blocks because they have there's a turf war going on. There's one cat's on this one side selling dope, and the other cat's over on Indiana or something selling dope, and they're having a turf war. So what happens is one walks to the store, they gets killed, and the other one walks to the store, they get killed. This is one store, they're all getting killed at. it's it's an absolute nightmare down here, man. It's an absolute nightmare. Who are these people? Muslims. Who are these people? Christians. If you want to end crime, you've got to remove the belief system of the criminal. Throw them in jail, they're just a criminal in jail. But if you want real reformation, we do have the answer. We do have the solution. Yes, punishing them, yeah, it solves crime because there's a crime that's committed. They've been sentenced, they've been put in jail, they've been executed, whatever. The crime's been solved, right? But the reformation of the criminal is what's really going to end crime. Okay? You can tell Bill Clinton that we said that. How do we know that's true? Because Bill Clinton and Sleepy Joe Biden, signed the crime bill, put 2 million black men in prison, and yet there's still 500 murders in Philadelphia this year. I mean, they locked all the men up. You go to places like Detroit, brother, I'm going to take, when you guys come down here, we got to go around, we got to go on a road trip. I got to take you to Detroit, Michigan. Brother, I went to Detroit, there are no men on the streets. There's just women walking around. There are no men on the streets. They locked everybody the hell up. Around here too. It's a bunch of girls, teenage girls, and older women. And there's men here are either older or they about to go to jail. You can kind of tell. Okay, dude, you can tell they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing. They're about to go to jail. The police have cases on them. There's nobody here. There's no men here. None. And there's still 500 murders. There are no men. Chicago too? Nope. Nobody. It's a bunch. I mean, Detroit, there's nothing but women walking around. And in Philadelphia, I'm in Philadelphia, there's 90,000 more women than men in Philly. You heard what I said, right? 90,000 more men than women in Philadelphia. Okay. What other practice does that obviously show there's a need for? Multiple wives. You sisters that don't believe in multiple wives, your room's going to sound like a barbershop at night. Buzz, buzz. Raquel, you know what I'm talking about? The beehive in there. The beehive. The Beyonce's not playing Raquel. Sound like a damn barbershop in there every night. That's what's going to happen. You don't believe in a man can have multiple wives? If you in Philly, buzz, buzz, that's all you're going to get. Everybody else is in jail. Everybody else is in the county blues. You're gonna have the buzz, buzz. You're going to have this toy, the jackhammer, $850,000. You're going to have a Ford. It's going to be powered by a Ford motor. So you get that good pump. And listen, that's going to be it. It's going to be it for you. It's like this brotherhood class is not a damn joke. The brothers have to show love for that. Once again, telling brothers to stop committing crimes is showing love for Black and Hispanic women. It's absolutely showing love because they're not in jail, because they're not running around being criminals, because they're not being followed around by the police like slaves, okay, like runaway slaves. Now women have more to choose from. Now women have, now they have a wider pool to choose from. Isn't that what women say? Where have all the good men gone? They're all in prison. Because they've been told with their fighting spirit, they've been told with their desire to protect, to defend, they've been told to defend and protect, be goalies for Satan. They've been told to be goalies for white supremacy and midfielders for white supremacy. And it's destroyed them, man. They're making money on Negroes going and coming in the dope game while it's going on and in jail. Making janitor suits, what have you, for pennies on the dollar. All right, I'm going to yield the floor to any questions. Anyone have any questions? Any comments? Any scriptures you wanted to pull on what I just said? That was basically a rant. We barely read anything. Hold Wisdom of Solomon 14, please. We're going to keep going there. But if you have any questions, let me know now.
Slack it, other one. Just a comment. Dude, this verse that you're bringing out is so heavy. Like, it explains so much. You know what I mean? It just explains so much of all the garbage going on in this world. And it's so heavy and it's so crystal clear to see that it's all the root of all these fake idols. right? All these vain imaginations that these people come up with in their heads, right? Everything the Christian church and the Muslim mosque teaches, like what you said. Like if you were to change crime, you got to change the belief system of the criminals.
Yep.
Right? And everybody grows up Christian. Everybody grows up Muslim. Right? It's just real heavy what you're bringing up.
Absolutely.
And to see it actually in the Bible, like that's how you know this Bible is so true and it's so right. And
Right.
that was it.
Raquel, you have anything to add?
Allah, one.
Got. All right, let's keep reading in Wisdom Solomon 14.
Sir. Verse 28. For either they are mad when they be merry.
They're mad when they be merry. When they be merry, when they're happy and try to have a good time, they're out of their damn minds, which is what's going to happen at a lot of these New Year's parties. Shootings, drive-by shootings, drug overdoses, fentanyl overdoses, because they're mad when they're merry. Christians don't know how to party either. The point of a party is to have fun, not to shoot people, not to get shot.
Right.
Christians don't know how to do that. Christians ruin a party. Muslims ruin a party. Peace and Black Power, family, ruins a party too. Keep going.
Or prophesy lies.
Prophesy lies like that metrosexual Kevin Samuels. Okay. He delivers a message with metrosexual authority, which people like, and he checks black women, which everyone likes to see. However, he's a prophet of lies. He's alluding to abortion, alluding to the LGBTQ, right? He in fact he mentioned there's a video he had where he said how do you say? He said this is why women can't get mad when men decide to deal with men. I know something madness he said about like justifying being gay. But yeah, he's a false prophet. Wendy Williams is a false prophet. Give me some other your rapper is a false prophet. Charleston White. There's a Negro and there's a Jake in the United States called Charleston White. I guess he was in the gangs or whatever. He was in the Rolling 60s Crips, which is a famous, I think it's the oldest Crip set in the United States. Out in Cali. He broke out of that. He left out of there. He's allegedly a change. He's a changed man. I assume he's not in the streets anymore based on his accounts. He's got some valid points to say, good information for the black community, but he's a false prophet as well. Okay. Charleston White, Al Sharpton, you already know about him. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar. Read on. Oh, give me another one. Here's another one. Future. Okay. Future is the meme man of Instagram. Future's a false damn prophet too. Okay. He's a leader. People believe that he has great advice. There's Steve Harvey, exactly, and Lori Harvey. Steve Harvey's a false prophet. Future's a damn false prophet. You want women advice, you come to the I.S.U.P.K. All right? Stop listening to drug addicts and metrosexuals. Read on.
Or live unjustly.
Or they live unjustly, selling dope, being a prostitute, going to the Christian church, lying to people, taking people's money and allowing them to die. You Christian pastors, you don't prepare anybody for COVID-19. Their blood is on your hands. You don't prepare anyone for plagues and death and homicide, high rates of homicides. You tell everyone the next day is going to be good. You're a motivational speaker, so you tell people the hope in tomorrow, that tomorrow will be better. You pray to Jesus and give me a donation, all of your money,
right? All of your money,
all of it, all of your goddamn SSI. Give it up. Your SSI, COVID money, pass around all of it. But Jesus wants you to prosper and give me money. Keep playing. Keep them hypnotized. Give me your money. Yes, give me all of your money. While they teach lies. Read on.
Right. Or else lightly forswear themselves.
Lightly forswear themselves. Till death do us part. Oh, right. I love you so much. Oh, I love you. I'm going to leave you in a year. But I love you.
Right.
divorce you in a year, ruin the kid's life. So I'm gonna take half of what you have. I love you. I love you. I'm gonna make a contract with you. In order to have sex, we have to have a contract that you can make with a car, a dog, a cat, a boy in some countries, whatever. I love you. Read it again.
Good night. Or else lightly forswear themselves.
I love you till death do us part. Till death do us part. Lightly forswear themselves. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? I do, Your Honor. I will tell the truth. I will tell the truth as I get in this booth. He did it. He shot him. He shot him. I was there. I saw him. He shot him. He robbed everybody. He even took the oxtail gravy. He took the oxtail gravy, man, in Regent Park. He needs to be arrested and sent back to Jamaica. He did it. Okay? Liars. Read on.
Okay. Verse 29. For insomuch as their trust is in idols, which have no life.
Their trust is in idols which have no life, which means what? You trust an idol with no life, your morality is going to be, well, it's going to be nothing. It's going to be abstract. I had my truth.
Right.
My truth. My truth doesn't exist. You know what the truth is? The truth is that the sun's going to rise. You might not see it, but the sun rises and sets. If it's cloudy, you just didn't see it. The clouds covered it. It might rain, it might not rain. You know what else is true? The moon gives off a natural glow through the reflection of the sun, the reflection of the solar rays, what have you. Reflection of optical power off the sun's surface. The moon, the planet has a certain shine to it. It's called planet shine through the encapsulation of different molecules and their excitation, etc. It gives off light. And that's the truth. There's no my truth. You know what my truth is? Yeah, lying to kid. You're right. Exactly. You know what my truth is, Shariwan? I want some insomnia cookies. Do they have insomnia cookies in Toronto? I've been feeding for some goddamn insomnia. This is my truth, and I've got to tell my truth. My truth is I want the double chocolate chunk. I've been working downtown. I'm right next to an insomnia cookies, but for some reason I never got them. I want some goddamn giant cookies with 800 grams of sugar. Throw caution to the wind. I'll have it with milk and I'll work out later. Okay? Have with some whole milk, work out later. Well, my truth is I want some insomnia cookies. Now, does that make it a fact? No, it's not a fact. It's my desire. That's what my truth is. Your desire, not your truth. Say your desire. That's what it is.
Right.
The truth is the sun rises. The truth is so often it rains. The truth is there are periods where it doesn't rain. The truth is right now it's winter in the northern hemisphere. If you're in Brazil, it's actually the summer. The seasons are flipped in northern and southern hemispheres. So those are truths. These are things that cannot be refuted, that have been proven several times through scientific discourse as well as empirical study. Read on.
Come. Though they swear falsely.
Though they swear falsely, go ahead.
Yet they look not to be hurt.
They look not to be hurt. Heard or hurt?
Hurt.
Hurt, yeah. They swear falsely. They lie to each other, etc. They don't want to be hurt. Lie to their husbands, lie to their wives. Yet they look not to be hurt. I don't expect that this is going to come back to bite them. Another thing Christian men do as well is they'll go and get another woman, which is not unlawful, but then they lie to the woman they're with. And then they'll leave her to go get somebody else, to go get with the second woman. This doesn't make any damn sense. If I could, let me take a segue to Megan Good and what was her husband's name? Don Franklin or whatever?
It's like, sir, I'm not sure.
Anyway, Brock, look his name. Look up Megan Good's husband's name, former husband's name. He was a Christian pastor. This guy's a Christian pastor. So he went to theologian school. He read Genesis 24 and 67. He read what the Lord hath put together, let not man put asunder. Yet he went to the man, Shariwan. He went to the man and said, I am not satisfied with this wench. Right. She will not produce heirs to the Christian, to the pastor pork throne.
Good night.
She will not produce new pork eaters and liars. I cast this woman to the streets. From the streets he came, and to the streets she shall return. Permission granted. Megan Good, you're now in the streets. Eject button. She goes flying. Whoa! Okay? The Christian church is a joke. These red scriptures just clearly state that when Isaac and Rebekah laid down, they became husband and wife. And he still left her because she wouldn't produce kids. Here's the brotherly thing to do, is to keep, here's the brotherly thing to do. The brotherly thing to do is to keep that woman and to get a woman that you can have kids with. It's as simple as that. That's all he had to do. And then if she wanted to leave him, she's free to do so. We're in America. It's a free society. You can't leave the woman like you can't leave the woman because, you know, she won't give you kids. If you get with a woman, that's what she says, it's her right to say that. Don't have kids with her. You can't force a woman to give you kids. Just get with a woman that will give you kids. That's all. Right. That's her prerogative. She doesn't want to have kids. It's kind of weird, kind of crazy, right? It's literally your main biological function. So I question her mental health, but that's her prerogative. The brotherly thing to do would not be to leave her. Excuse me, the brotherly thing to do would be to stay with her regardless and get another woman. Another woman will be willing to have kids with a 43-year-old pastor. Not my daughters. I don't have daughters, but not my daughters in a million years. But, you know, some other woman would be happy to do that. Would be happy to provide you that honor, provide you that service. Christ said this. Where's that scripture where it says, Christ said this, if any man leave a woman, divorce a woman to marry another, he hath committed adultery. That is adultery. That's, that's a lack of love for the Most High and your people and making good. I don't know the specifics of their divorce and what happened, Lord be with them, but based on the reports, that's how I make my judgment and give our stance on it. Okay. Christianity, the Christian church all the way, shows a clear lack of brotherhood in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community. Adultery, divorce, which causes adultery, unless she unless she committed adultery, unless she slept with another man, which would be grounds for divorce. He had no reason to leave her. There's no reason to leave that woman. Okay? Because of the worship, because of Christianity tells him he can leave her and marry another woman. You can't have more than one woman. Because the bishop, which somehow, we all became bishops. I didn't know when that happened.
Right.
I'm the bishop of, what the hell are you the bishop of? North Bay? Not you, but you're the bishop of North Bay, of the Hudson. You're the bishop of the Hudson Bay. You're the bishop of Thunder Bay. You're the bishop of what? Rexdale? We've all become bishops. Bishop shall be the husband of one wife, and that one wife is not a woman.
Right.
Okay. The wife is this school. So he's a joke. He doesn't understand, brother. He needs to tune into this class. Making Good needs to receive counsel and tune into this class. He's from Philly, so right. I'm a short stop away. We're a short stop away. Hit us up. That's it. That's all I've got. The class, so I keep starting late. Share the class. Smash the like button. www.isupk.com for any updates. Passover, Saturday, April 15th, 2022. And I told you I was going to book my room yesterday. I did not. I'm going to book it tonight, Lord allow. Saturday, April 15th, 2022, Cocoa Beach, Florida, Orlando, Florida area. Be there. Let me know if you need any help. You can contact me, isupkcanada@gmail.com, isupkcanada@gmail.com. Akim, Shari, when you can read the announcement, say the Lord's Prayer, and then you can end it. All right, I'm out. Shalom. Yahbashim Shabbatam, Yahshmar Alfan Bashim Yahshai.
Yahbashim Shabbatam. Yeah, let's clap it up for Officer 5000 a bun. All right, Salaki, we're going to give the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K, start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. They need transportation. A teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Numbers 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashra means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of any Salakia. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Purim coming up on Monday, the 14th of this February coming up. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that said, men of Israel, I.M.A.J.M, which means stand. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer. Sarpan Yahakwadam, which means turn and face the east. Abanawa, Shabashamayam, Kwadash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwathka, Laba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayam, Nathan Lanawa, Laquam, Call, Kawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawabath Nawa, Wasalak Nawa, Kawabath Yanawa, Wala'ah, Kabayan Nawa, Manasayawan, Ball, Oshai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatha Parak, Lai Walamyam, Aman. In English, what we read, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. We forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever so be it. Sar, which means turn. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I.M.A.J.M Shabbat, I.M.A.J.M, Barak, Yah Ba'ashim Yah Shai Barakatham, Yad Yamatah, Sar Akwathian. Men of Israel, I.M.A.J.M Shabbat, I.M.A.J.M, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'ashim Yah Shai, Yad Yamatah. Class dismissed. Make sure you hit those sign-in links before you exit the class. All right, Shalom, Israel.